Doing a little test, waiting for my time slot.
So,
all right.
Okay.
Just bear with me, whoever's here. I got 1 minute. Then I got a 1:30. I go on and live. You get to see my face for a little bit. All right, here we go. Hello, my name is John Usiak. I am the creator of a game called Skeptics, and you can see all about it on my Facebook page under Skeptics. And what I'm doing today, it's part of a stay-at-home convention everyone's doing online. And I'm going to take my face off here for a second, but figured see who it is that's showing you this. So follow that link on the stay-at-home page, and after 15 minutes, just come here on the Skeptics page, and I'll tell you what this is all about. So I'm taking the camera off. So this is a game I've been working on for 4 years. I'm going to get into this in a second. I'm not going to show you live video. I'm going to show you some of the 3D art that went into this and what the game's all about. So just give me a second, making sure people see my links. All right, so I have the Facebook page. I also have a website, usiakgames.com. That's kind of a work in progress. Eventually, this will turn into a store, but I want to close this down because it tends to eat up some of my buffering here. So if you want to see a how to play version, I'm not going to do that here because it's going to take a little bit too long, but you can go in my site and check this out. There should be an updated version somebody else is making soon, Brian Motes, if you are watching, thank you. So he said he's going to be making a new one for me. So that's usiakgames.com. I'll tell you what this is all about in a minute. I also have a Board Game Geek kind of going here. A little work in progress too. So 4 years in the running here. All right, and then eventually the Kickstarter page is kind of being worked out. So you can see, here's this little intro video. I'm not going to play at the moment, but you can come here. But this shot right here, you can see, is this. So I put my game into 3D, and I'm going to show you a bunch of the art that went into this stuff. If you're, and I'm going to tell you about the game, of course. But here's a work in progress Kickstarter page, not open to the public yet, but I'm kind of experimenting with ideas, artwork. All right, and I'm going to close this down. Again, after the 15 minutes are up on the stay at home, come join me here. And if I go a little longer, yeah, look at this link. All right, so here's a game I've been creating for 4 years. Pretty much, you're a paranormal investigator, and you go around the board here, and you're looking for clues to kind of summon a ghost, and he's going to appear at every hour on the board, and you have to run to that ghost wherever he is, like here he is. And you have to roll dice and try to match these symbols and knock all these out. And once you knock all these out, the game ends. You win. If there's a room deck, there's a room deck over here. If this runs out, which is drawn every hour, if this room deck runs out by the end of the game, the ghost wins. So you're trying to jump from room to room, wherever he appears. So the room deck is going to say maybe he'll appear over here. You're going to take your little guy here and move him over to that room. All right, so this is not a walkthrough on how to play, though. This is just kind of the idea. And this game is inspired by Arkham Horror, if you guys are familiar with this. It's also inspired by 60s Alfred Hitchcock kind of stuff. If you notice, like some of the stuff in here on the artwork was all based, like I put old typewriters in here. And even the board is going through some art updates, and I'm going to show you that momentarily. But here's the render. This is in Maya, showing the 3D version of my game. So I could have done an illustration, but this is a lot easier. I can navigate camera angles, and I can show you this since I don't have the camera capabilities to show you great the prototype. So I just want to run through some of the art here and the processes that I went through to make this game. So, alright. So let's start with the Asylum. So this board right here, there's two boards. And the Asylum started with this. It started with a simple kind of just mock up where I want things, and then I went to a 3D version of that. And actually there was a board before this that was smaller, and this is what you see here. I just kind of rendered out this little shadow map or ambient occlusion map. Then I started drawing on it where I want art like pieces to go, and then I just started building in 3D and just started doing some texture overlays, just seeing where things go, and just it's a continued process, just constantly revising, updating, and here it gets more updated, more updates to the ceilings, and this is the last update, and I think this is the best one, and I think this is it. So that's the process with this board, and I'm going to show you the other one that's on the back side. So this is just kind of promoting the game. Like I said, it's not a walkthrough. If you want to walk through, go to my usiakgames.com or even the Facebook page. Now the museum is another board, and you're going to see this progress. So this is just kind of built in 3D again, figuring out where everything goes, little floor plans, little 3D models here, and just kind of building up. I built the Triceratops. See, here he is in kind of a floor plan viewer mode view. And then just continuing. So building different rooms, adding textures, adding lights, all through Photoshop. And eventually, sorry I'm going a little fast, but I just want to get to the end. Here I'm exploring some tile space ideas. And eventually this gets to the final art right here. And this I completed the other day, and I think we're pretty good. Actually, there's probably one more iteration after this. Somebody suggested, Brian actually suggested, increasing some of the tile space here. So other things that go into the game, constant back and forth with artwork. So this is probably the 1000th iteration of these cards. We also have, this is the first concept of these, and broken down, and finally coming to kind of an idea of what these are going to look like. So I put them all together to see if they go together. There's still some artwork that needs to be done over here. I might change some of this stuff. So pretty much this is the rundown of the game. Hopefully you guys are enjoying. If you have any questions, I will have to get to them after with this little 15-minute limitation here. So that's the game. Again, you're just paranormal investigators trying to beat the clock, or beat the room cards, in a sense. Trying to knock out all these little icons here and win the game. And then the game ends if, like the ghost wins, if these all disappear every hour. So, and then I have these like floating in space. I might animate these, like to have them like move up and down for a little GIF file. But these are all the ghosts you can play. There's 6 different ghosts, and there's 2 kind of expansion ghosts, a twins based off my daughters, and an entity. And let's see, no questions on that side. Yeah, and it's just I have like 20 billion things open here, so it's just not sure. I guess just watch and enjoy what you see. And let me I'll open up another file just to show you the progress in 3D. Actual 3D here. I will be running another stream tomorrow and Sunday. Maybe I'll go a little overview more on how the game is played. Today is just kind of a little intro. So here's the first attempts at the Asylum. So just blocking in pieces. And eventually there's this texture overlays in Photoshop. And they're different color codes, so I can go in and just select them in Photoshop and add texture to them. And this is how I created the board game. I could have done an illustration, but then you got to work out all the perspective and all the other stuff, so I chose to do it 3D. And I also have in mind for 2 other boards, so an opera house and a cathedral, and a few expansion ideas. So other than that, the game should be coming out in the fall, hopefully October, to Kickstarter. And I think that's about it. It was supposed to be April, but due to COVID and all the other stuff, I had to cancel it and postpone it till October. So anyway, so it went a little quicker than I thought. I don't think I need to be on here much longer. I just wanted to show some of the artwork and show you what went into this game. I'll stay on for a little bit longer to see if there's any questions, or you can just ask me on my page. I can show you my face again if you want to see my face. There, that's me. So if you see me at a convention in the future, designer Skeptics, with some help from Dan Rivard, who built my website. Brian Motes helping me a lot with a lot of stuff, Kickstarter stuff, editing. I also have, actually, might as well show you, I have a rule book by Jeff Frazier, if you guys are familiar with him. He did a lot of stuff for Everything Epic and a few other games. He designed my rule book here. So this will be accessed once the Kickstarter page goes up. You can check this out. I might even put this on my website once actually I'll put it on the Facebook page too, once I get some of the art updated in here. But it has a really cool look to it. Nice style. So hopefully you enjoyed this. I'm going to cut my... Actually, I got 5 minutes left, so I think it's a good time to stop. And I'll be back here tomorrow at 12:45. So maybe I'll see you around. Alright guys, have a good one.